Hi guys, today I want to share with you some books that I think you should read because they are amazing and life-changing. Over the lifespan of my business career, many of my mentors have mentioned certain books, the names of which have come out over and over again. And some of them I have, I basically resisted reading for years, and finally when I picked them up, I'm like, wow, this is one of the most incredible works that I've ever read. So I'm going to dive right in. Book number one, Angels in My Hair. It was not recommended to me by a mentor, but by a colleague of mine who was a big fan of the author, who is Lorna Byrne. If you guys haven't heard of Lorna Byrne, Google her, search her up. She's like a grandma. She lives out of Ireland. Get this, she's dyslexic. She cannot read or write. She has severe dyslexia. And ever since she was a child, she could see and speak with angels and spirits. So her first book is called Angels in My Hair, because the angels used to play with her hair and then talk with her. It is an autobiography of her life, and it is incredible. Since then, she has been the author of several other books, and she started a children's foundation, which is really amazing because she comes from a very poor Irish family. And her story is documented very well in her first book that I've just recommended to you. After that, you can read her other ones, but the first one is really, really incredible. Let me know what you think of it. The second book that I recommend is by Abraham Hicks. Abraham Hicks is a great mentor of mine. It's basically, Abraham are these entities that are channeled by Esther Hicks. So when Abraham comes through Esther and the wisdom that comes through, people that follow her call it Abraham Hicks. So Abraham Hicks has this book called Ask and It Is Given. This is a book that's very high vibe. I bring it with me everywhere. I've had it with me in the last few places I've lived, and I've marked it up a lot. There's many exercises in it. It's very practical. And it's a great book about the law of attraction and how to harness it and different processes depending on where you are on the emotional scale. And it's very, very enlightening. It's a great book. Then the third book is something that's very near and dear to me. What's interesting is before I give you the name, this is a book that's been recommended to me by several of my business mentors. And when they used to recommend it to me, I would totally ignore it because I thought it was a religious book, because they're like, the title of it or the series of these books is Conversations with God. And I'm like, that sounds religious. I'm not interested. But they're like, you should read it. And I'm like, maybe they're trying to convert me to some religion or something. And I asked them, I said, what does this have to do with business? And they said, everything. And I'm like, what? What are they talking about? Fast forward maybe like a decade after it was recommended to me first, I'm in a bookstore and I pick up, I'm in the spiritual section, I pick up the last of the books that I see in the series of Conversations with God in the spiritual section, and I open up the end of the chapter. And I wanted to basically know what happens in the end. Does God throw us in eternal hell, or what happens, right? And I kid you not, I started tearing up. The words that I was reading were so deep, so profound, so wise, that they really touched my heart and soul. And I couldn't put down the books. I read many of them. I feel like he has over 40, Neil Donald Walsch is the author, he has over 40 books now. And my very favorite of the series from Conversations with God is this one, Friendship with God. Can you tell it's my favorite? Look at all these notes and bookmarks, holy, and all these highlights. I absolutely love this book. Incredible book. I also carry this with me wherever I move. Highly recommend it. If you read it, let me know what you think. Next book, number 4, Think and Grow Rich. So if you are business minded, this is a classic. If you have not read this, oh my God, you are missing out. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is an incredible book, and it talks about the power of a mastermind. It talks about how your attitude determines your altitude. and many other concepts that Napoleon Hill, after interviewing several very wealthy business people, distilled into a book that is probably one of the greatest business books ever written. And interestingly enough, it is also very spiritual. And so that's why it made my list. And then last but not least, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by, that one is by Stephen Covey. That book, now I think he's come out with some other ones, The 8th Habit and some others, but the original one that I read was 7 Habits with Highly Effective People. Super awesome book. One of the concepts it talks about is beginning with the end in mind. And I use that concept all the time in my life, right? For example, if you want to start with a YouTube channel, right? What is the end? What is the end goal? What is the end vision? Just begin with that and then work backwards. And in this way, not only will you go further, faster, but you'll have a vision, you'll be on track, you'll be more focused, and you'll have motivation, especially on those days where you don't feel like doing what you know you need to do. So there you have it, 5 of my all-time favorite books that I highly recommend. When people ask me what should I read, these books come up over and over again, and I cannot recommend them enough. If I've missed anything, if there's another book that you think is like life-changing and profound and of these caliber, then please comment below or message me. Let me know which books I missed, and if you read any of these books, let me know what you think of them. Thank you for watching. Bye.